as my life is a complete disaster. I sneezed on a baby recently. Yeah, that's a thing I did. I was holding a baby, and I had to sneeze, and I just hard sneezed into its face. So hard. You know? And my friend is standing there, and he's like, hey, man, real quick, did you just sneeze in my son's face? And I was like, yeah, I did that. Yep. And he was like, why? And I was like, well, I have the baby, and I was like, I gotta sneeze, so I could drop the baby or I could sneeze on this baby right now. You know, those are my two options. And he was like, why? You could turn your head and sneeze the other way. And I was like, that third option was not apparent at the time, you know? It just didn't occur to me in the moment. He's like, you need help. I was like, I do, though. You know, at least I'm not from Wyoming. I have that going for me. Oof. I get it from my mom. She's a crazy person. Does anyone else relate to that? She's a wild woman, all right? Those people get it. And so, yeah, my mom, here's a thing that happened recently. I laughed at my mom so hard in public that she started yelling at me. You know, here's the backstory. Have you ever, by the way, laughing so hard, like falling down in the aisle at the grocery store? And I laughed. Here's what happened. She told me her dog had diabetes, okay? And I started laughing so hard. No, it's so fat. Of course it does. You know, it's so big. And she was like, it's not funny. How could I have known he has diabetes? And I'm like, probably because he looks like a propane tank with legs. That's how, you know? There were so many clues. He's huge. Of course he's diabetic. And then also, you feed him people food all the time. I caught her feeding him Doritos Locos Tacos from Taco Bell once. It's like, why are you feeding him the more expensive tacos, you know? This is true, she goes, he prefers them. It's like, what? Did he tell you that? What is happening here? Also, he's a Chihuahua. We get it, you know? It's ridiculous. My mom, so we're a Jewish family. She names the dog Mazel Tov, okay? She's telling me about him getting diagnosed. She takes him to the vet. She's got one of these crazy vets who like talks to their animals like they're patients, you know? So he's like sitting there with my mom and the dog. He looks the dog right in his stupid, fat, diabetic face, okay? No one feel bad for him. He's not here. We can make fun of him. Also, he's a dog. He has no idea what's happening at all times, okay? So she looks, or the vet looks right at him and goes, Mazel Tov, you have diabetes. It's like, that is incorrect. That seems anti-Semitic. I know it's not, but it felt like it when she told the story. Ugh. She's out of control. She bought a computer recently. She wouldn't let me help her set it up. And then like an hour after she bought it, she calls me and she's like, hey, I'm locked out of my computer. I can't get in. Can you get into my computer for me? I'm like, I can't get into your computer. What do you mean, you're having trouble? And she's like, yeah, I don't remember my password. I was like, you're gonna have to remember it. I don't know how to get into your computer for you. So she gets mad, she hangs up on me. She calls me back like half an hour later. She's like, didn't need your help. Got back into my computer. I'm like a hacker. No, Mom, you're the opposite of a hacker, okay? You forgot caps lock was on. That is not what a hacker is, you know?
My mom loves to get off the phone with me by acting like it's my idea. So I'll be like, hey, Mom, how's everything going? She's like, everything's good. Well, it sounds like you're busy. Actually, I'm not busy. That's why I'm calling you. Well, I know, but I know you got things to do. It sounds like you're busy. My mom cannot say congratulations, okay? I told her I got a job doing voices on the series Adventure Time. And she's like, that's great, honey. I hope that ends up working out for you. I'm like, it just did end up working out for me. When I got the job. That's great, honey. I just keep praying one of these days all of your hard work is gonna pay off. Just did pay off. This day. The day that I got the job. When my mom leaves me voicemail, she'll leave my full name, her full name, the city and state she's calling from, the time of day, and a personal message that she maybe learned that day. And the weather, did I say that? Melinda Marie Hill, this is your mother, Marcia Ann Hill, and I am calling from just outside of Wichita, Kansas at 3:47 p.m. Central Standard Time, and there's not a cloud in the sky. I take that back. There are a couple clouds on the horizon here, and I learned today that you gotta put your foot down or they're gonna walk all over you. Call me later. Sometimes she'll leave a message that's just like a diary entry, like, Melinda, this is your mother, Marcia Ann Hill. And I just had Thai food, like Thai, like from Bangkok, Thailand. And it was very good, very good. But Terry had asked them to spice it up, and it was already hotter than I could handle. Call me later. So I was doing this TV show in London once where they fly the stand-ups in from around the world, and I was so excited to go because I'd never been to Europe, right? So I get to customs, and the guy at customs goes, "What's your profession then?" And I said, "I'm a comedian." And he goes, "That's a horrible profession, isn't it?" I go, "No, it's a great profession. It's what's bringing me to London." And he goes, "What about when you're standing there and everybody hates you and they hate your jokes?" And I was like, "Well, I mean, hey, it's no crushing people's dreams at the border." He was like, "All right, sounds like you're busy."
But I've been living in New York for 10 years, and my mother's still back in Boston. I wish I could say that I missed her, but she doesn't really give me the opportunity to. She calls me like 15 times a day. The other day, she tried to send me a selfie, and I got like a 10-second video of her chewing gum. She was like, "I tried to send you a selfie." I'm like, "Oh, I know. I have the evidence." But her new thing now, she just got one of these Amazon Alexas, you know, these voice command machines. So now she likes to call me and let me listen to her heckle Alexa. You know, so I'll get these calls, she'll be like, "Listen to this. Hey, Alexa, you smell like rotten eggs." And then you hear Alexa go, "That's not very nice." And my mother's like, "I'll call you back." I just picture her sitting there all day roasting this poor machine. Alexa's like, "How can I return myself? I can't live like this." My mother does it. She loves to talk on the phone. And she leaves me a lot of voicemails about unimportant things. You know, it's almost like she's an investigative journalist on minutia, you know. So I'll get these calls like, "Hey, I'm at the red light by the Burger King in West Quincy. You should see the line at the drive-thru. Call me back." And then like 5 minutes later, I'll get a call like, "They're doing a Whopper Jr. special here in Boston. I don't know if they're doing it in New York. Call me back." And I'm like, "I haven't had a Whopper Jr. in 7 years, and I want to know how much it costs." And she has sparked my curiosity. A lot of times, though, I'll be honest, like, sometimes I don't pick her up. You know, I'll see her calling, and the other day she tricked me. She called me from an unknown number, and I picked up, and she was like, "Can you hear me?" I was like, "Why are you whispering?" She was like, "I'm at work, and the toilet overflowed." "Why are you whispering about that, Ma?" She was like, "I flushed my peach pit down the toilet." I go, "Why'd you do that?" "I was on the toilet eating a peach." I got all mafia about it. I'm like, "Have you told anyone else about this? This is what you're gonna do. You're gonna buy some peaches. You're gonna put them on the intern's desk. We're gonna make this go away." I love going back to Boston. You know, it's fun to go back there. But every time I go back, my mother likes to. She always likes to guess my mood or my emotional state. You know, it's almost like emotional charades. You know, I'll walk in and she's like, "You're tired. You're frustrated. You're hungover." I got it. She's hungover. I know it. But she also loves to do memory lane drive-bys. You know, and they always start off very warm and inviting, and by the end it's like morose and frightening. And it always starts with the parish. She's like, "Oh, you remember the parish, don't you? Nice memories there. You were baptized and confirmed. Oh, here's the high school. Remember you got drunk and you knocked your front tooth out? You made your mother cry. Remember how you made your mother cry?" Then it goes on to have something that has nothing to do with me. She's like, "Remember that guy got murdered over here? Yeah. They never found his torso. You and your sister were out late that night, but I didn't ask any questions. I love you unconditionally. Remember that." She's a nut. Boston's nice. I mean, it's a very cultural city. You know, lots of museums and historical things. We never do any of that. I feel like every time I go home, it's going out to eat and errands. And nobody in my family is a very good cook. So we usually go out to eat, and we all love to eavesdrop. So we go out to eat. Nobody says a word. We're all just sitting there with our necks cricked back, our eyes are dotting around. The waiter's like, "You guys ready to order?" We're like, "Shh, they're getting in a fight. Come back in a few minutes." But heavens forbid we hear someone at another table complain about a meal. We come back to the table like the town crier. We're like, "The chicken's dry. Nobody get the chicken." I heard the guy in the blue shirt. He said the chicken's dry. Don't get it. But my mother, we run a lot of errands together too. And her new thing is she likes to take like the most convoluted route to wherever we're going. So it's almost like she's trying to confuse a kidnap victim, you know? I'm like, "Mom, where are you going? The cleaners is right up here through the light on the right." She's like, "You can go that way. Or you can take a right, go up Congress, around the Rotary, skip the light." I'm like, "Oh, always trying to beat the system. Even when the system's in your favor."